Well, looks like the fan base are divided again after yesterday's 2-0 victory away in Perthshire at St Johnstone at McDiarmid Park. Rangers coming away with a 2-0, a battling, fighting 2-0 performance. Some people have called it poor, some people have called it dire, some people have called it good, some people have called it decent, some people have called it job done. Interesting one on Sky Sports. Chris Boyd was asked, does Michael Beale know his best 11 yet? And Chris Boyd said, no, absolutely not. Interesting that is, isn't it? Still doesn't know his best 11. You know what? I think I struggle to name his best 11 due to the level of underperformance at times from a number of the players. So, look, what is his best 11? How does he know what his best 11 is? To be honest with you, I think possibly how we finished yesterday was kind of looked a lot more fluid, looked a lot better because why we had width and we've all been crying out for that width. Matondo wide left, Seamer wide right. What an unusual thing. You bring Abdallah Seamer on, you're playing through the middle, then you take off, you make changes and you move Seamer to the right wing and suddenly he looks a better player because you're playing him out wide, which is more his natural position. Weird, isn't it? But he certainly looked good. Matondo looked better. Roof looked very good through the middle, and Roof got 90 minutes. Tom Lawrence looked better centrally. So, look, I think that there's some positives to take away. You know, perhaps understanding Michael Beale's growing of what is his best team, what is his best 11. Look, we all were crying out for Danilo to start. He starts, and everything was superb for Danilo until he scored a goal. Now, that sounds weird, doesn't it, saying it was bad until he scored a goal? Well, looks like he has fractured his cheekbone, which is not good. Now, initially, it was thought it was just concussion. So on the video I talked about yesterday, I talked about him being out for 10 to 12 days because it's been concussion protocol. Obviously, it's going to be a hell of a lot longer now. It could be 2, 3, 4 months. He's probably going to need an operation on that cheekbone and the eye socket. He's going to be out. Now, when he comes back, he may come back earlier if he wears those masks. You might remember those weird masks, seen a few players wearing them. But it means now that we will be without Danilo for a substantial amount of time. Seems the injury curse is returning to Rangers. First Todd Cantwell, Kieran Dowell, and now Danilo. A lot of money paid, and he's going to be sat at home trying to recover. We certainly wish him a speedy recovery because he looked good today in the 15 minutes that he was on the pitch. You know, he certainly looked a quality player, and he took his chance, and the bravery with which he took his chance was excellent. So, look, there's not much else you can say about it, but it's just really unfortunate that he gets his opportunity and then he injures himself. And you've got to really feel for the poor lad. You really, really do. Now, one player who impressed me today was Tom Lawrence. Why did Tom Lawrence impress me? Well, he was direct. He ran at the defenders. He put in some key passes. He looked like he wanted to take on shots. He was used in his correct position, which is more in that midfield role rather than out wide or anywhere else. Now, for me, in terms of Tom Lawrence, you know, his emergence back, his fitness, the fact he got 90 minutes today, it was positive. Look, we're trying to find the positives here, guys. Let's just go with it for a minute. We will talk about the diers and the not great things, but we're trying to accentuate the positive here. Tom Lawrence was one of the best players on the pitch. He did very, very well. I thought it was quality. You know, I thought him, James Tavernier. I thought Tavernier had a good game yesterday. Well done, James. Quality performance yesterday. Back four as a whole weren't too bad at all. But just concentrating on Tom Lawrence, I thought Lawrence, out of the midfielders, was the best midfielder. The other two looked very pedestrian, not so great today. Lundstrom slowed things down as usual. Raskin still not back to his best. But look, Tom Lawrence, I think it's great that he's back. It's great that he's fit. I think he's someone who can play a major role for us this season, especially with Todd Cantwell being out. I think he's going to have a major role. I think hopefully he'll get some minutes on Thursday. I know we talk about burning players out and using players too much, but I think with Lawrence, with the fact that he's trying to get his match fitness back, you know, he is physically fit in himself. It's now a case of developing that match fitness. I once heard, the football talk about training fitness and match fitness. And I'll be honest with you, it really is a different thing. It's a real different. It is a real different type of fitness. You know, being match fit is one thing, but you know, you've got to to get that match finish, you've got to play games. You've got to get minutes in your legs. Training fitness is different. You can feel fit coming out of training, but once you get into a game, it's a different intensity, it's a different speed, it's a different physicality to training. So Tom needs as many minutes as he can get. So I'd play him Thursday. He's looked one of the better players. The midfield, I think, other than him, looked very pedestrian, very slow today. So for me, you've got to start him. You've got to give him his opportunity to play and keep giving him his opportunity to play. He does look very, very good. It looks quality. Like I said, Danilo positive. Seema, I thought, did well today, and that's saying something. Seema is someone who has come in for criticism, but I'll be honest with you, some of the other performances today were very poor indeed. Sam Lammers, I thought, was absolutely awful again today. He had that one nice moment with James Tavernier, good pass to put Tavernier in to create the goal for Danilo. But other than that, I thought Lammers looked slow. I thought he looked pedestrian. I thought he struggled. And we were playing St Johnstone, guys. We're not like we're playing Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Manchester City or Liverpool, or even that lot across the city. We were, and that's blasphemy to mention their name in the same as those real proper clubs, not like that joke across the city. But look, Lammers is not looking good, is he? He really is not looking good. And, listening to Eintracht Frankfurt, one of the Eintracht Frankfurt journalists talking about him on Rangers Review before he signed, talking about the fact that he has all the talent in the world, but just cannot put it together. And I think we're starting to see a bit more of that. I hope that he comes good. I really do. I hope all these signings come good. Even Searle, who I don't rate in the slightest, but I hope he makes me eat my words. Of course I do. I don't want to see Rangers players fail. I want to see them succeed. John Lundstrom too. But Sam Lammers today, I thought was not good at all. I thought he really did struggle and really played poorly today, and it's worrying. It's very, very concerning going forward. The fact that these strikers are now, with the exception of Danilo, who is now injured, are so badly misfiring. It's good that Kamar Roof is fit, and that's the first time he's completed 90 minutes in an awfully long period of time. So great news that that he did. But look, some interesting things came out of yesterday's game. Yet another dodgy VAR decision. You look at that VAR decision against Abdallah Seema, and you watch it back, and you watch it back again, and you look at the lines that are drawn. And I'll be honest with you, you struggle to see how that was offside. You really do. VAR is something that, for me, should be making things better. And if you look at how video assistant referees are used in rugby, union and league, how they're used in cricket, how they're used in tennis, in all those sports, they seem to be making things better. They seem to be clearing things up and getting things right. However, in football, and not just north of the border, but also south of the border, VAR seems to be getting things wrong, making things more complicated. We were told, weren't we, when VAR came in, that it would end all those discussions in the pub, and those post-match discussions, and those we were robbed by the ref and we were robbed by the assistant conversations that we all had and we all loved to have in the pub. But look, you look at VAR, and VAR is not. You look at VAR and it's not doing what it says on the box. It's not stopping the problems. It's in fact causing more problems. You go back to the Searle Dessers goal last week. You go to the Seema chance, and I'll show you the VAR thing from yesterday's game. You can get your verdict on it, but it's worrying that we bring in this video, bringing in for a reason. We bring in the game to stop errors, to stop teams being cost, goals or penalties that they are rightfully, earning. You look across the city today, and Turnbull gets that penalty, and he gets it for pretty much doing what Dessers did. I don't know. It's an interesting one, and VAR isn't, for me, doing its job now. Whether that's down to the match officials or the VAR, there are different types of VAR. I don't know what it is, but look, at the end of the day, it is not good enough, and it needs to improve. And look, you'll call out the clubs for not performing well or signing the right players. We'll call out the players when they don't play, but let's call out the refs and the officials. Look at this decision today. Here's a decision. This is Abdallah Seema. This is the thing. Now, you tell me how he's offside there. Realistically, the guy at the back is playing him on. He's onside. I don't get how he's offside from this chance. Again, another bad, costing a team a goal. It didn't cost us the game. It could have done it. After that goal was disallowed, St Johnstone came back into the game in the second half and they dominated for a little bit. And it's quite worrying, really, that we let St Johnstone dominate us, and that's bad. But look, VAR's got to be improved. It's got to be looked at. Something's got to be done with it, because again, that's Rangers on the end of another bad VAR call. Overall, yesterday, guys, like I said, positive. Pleased we got the win. Pleased we got the 3 points. Negatives, it was kind of, what's that saying? That saying is, was it same shit, different day? When people ask you what works like, well, it was, in terms of his performance, it was same shit, different game, as it's been all season. A bit worrying that after 2 weeks, he still hasn't got a vision, an identity, a formation, doesn't know what his best team is. It's a bit of a worry. Hopefully, we will see an improvement on Thursday against much tougher opposition in Real Betis. They're going to come to Glasgow full of expectancy, full of skill and talent, and we'll be able to take the game to us. And I think the game will be a lot more open than the games are in the SPL against everyone, apart from that lot from across the city. So it'll be definitely a different type of game on Thursday night against Betis. Well, guys, let me know what you think of today's performance. Who was your man of the match? Let me know what you think of that VAR call and of VAR in general in the comments below. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, please smash the sub and help the channel to keep growing. Big plans for the channel in the future. And obviously, 2 things I always need you to do. Smash the like, and remember, we are